What's going on YouTube? It's Jeff Tuffner here, and tonight is the WWE Superstar ShakeUp, basically the WWE draft. But if you really think about it, the Superstar ShakeUp's actually a better name for it because it's not really a draft. It wasn't really originally a draft like 5 years ago or whatever. They were just moving some brands. Now what they had back in July, that was a draft. So I like how they changed the name. It makes more sense. But I'm going to give you guys what I think is going to happen tonight on the Superstar Shakeup. It's actually a two-night thing, tonight and tomorrow on SmackDown, so I'm guessing we're going to see some people move tonight and then some people move tomorrow. But anyway, let me tell you guys the rumors, the latest rumors regarding this, who I think is going where, what could possibly happen, and yeah, basically, a whole breakdown of what's happening tonight and tomorrow. Alright, so one of the moves that actually already happened, because I'm about an hour away right here from Raw, so it's 7 o'clock. One of the moves actually happened earlier today. They already announced one move. I had a feeling they were going to do some move through social media or whatever. Anyway, it wasn't nothing crazy, but Apollo Crews was moved to Raw. Now, nothing, really to talk about here. I mean, hopefully he just gets a better booking on Raw because he was booked awful on SmackDown, actually. He's one of the few guys that really just didn't work out. I mean, SmackDown's booking was tremendous, but Crews, he really didn't fit in there. So hopefully maybe something on Raw, maybe change him up a little bit, change his character. But that was actually announced earlier today. And there's another rumor that just came out. Well, not a rumor, but it was reported on Twitter by WWE that there is a former tag team champs backstage at the show tonight. Now, they didn't specify exactly who it is. They didn't even say if it was NXT or an original, a current champions or whatever. But they just said there's a former champ. So, I mean, if it's an original team, I was thinking it could be the Dudleys. I mean, they are in New York. Could be from a team from NXT, DIY maybe, somebody like that. Or it could just be like a team from SmackDown, who knows. But I really don't know who that could be. That's going to be really interesting to see. Definitely, they probably use that for people to just to tune in the show tonight, but get more viewers. But one of the biggest rumors regarding this Superstar Shakeup, probably the biggest name floating around out there right now, is AJ Styles. Obviously the rumor is AJ Styles is going to Raw. This has actually been going on before they even announced this was going to happen, this Superstar Shakeup. There's been a whole rumor that he was going to go to Raw after Mania anyway. I mean, you look at him on SmackDown right now, there's really no one for him other than maybe a feud with Randy Orton. He's pretty much kind of, went through everyone. He's been feuding with John Cena basically the entire time, and then Shane McMahon as of late. But moving him to Raw, I mean, you could bring in talent to SmackDown, and then, that would work. But, I mean, I really think he's the face of SmackDown. Moving him to Raw, and, I mean, if you're keeping Roman Reigns on Raw, Vince is going to want Roman Reigns as the top guy, so AJ will not be the top guy anymore, and he will, Vince will never have AJ win over Roman, because, that's all Vince cares about is Roman, and, I mean, I don't know, maybe they're going to do a Roman for AJ trade straight up, and then, Roman to SmackDown. I mean, if they're going to trade AJ, you have to assume something big's coming back, maybe a Seth Rollins, a Finn Balor, or a Brock Lesnar, somebody to SmackDown. I mean, I don't know who there. And there's another rumor going around that the New Day will be one of the most likely moves to SmackDown Live. Now, this makes a lot of sense to me. SmackDown's tag division could use a team like the New Day with the Hardys and the Revival, and now on Raw. The New Day kind of, there's enough teams on Raw now. They could move them to SmackDown. But then I heard something else about this, that they were actually going to move Kofi and Xavier Woods to SmackDown, keep Big E on Raw, and give Big E a singles run, because apparently Vince thinks, well, he's thinking it would be a good idea to give Big E a singles run on Raw. Big E was, a former Intercontinental Champion way back before the New Day. I don't know about this move. I kind of like the New Day as a whole still. I feel like kind of doing this wouldn't be that good of an idea. I would just move them all three of them to SmackDown. But, I mean, I don't know what could happen here. Let me just tell you guys some of the other names I have moving. As for the women's division, I mean, it's very likely that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss swap. And now there's a rumor going around lately that Sasha Banks could also be heading to SmackDown, and Becky Lynch to Raw. So I don't know if they're going to do like a trade there. I mean, we've seen enough of Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch on SmackDown and Charlotte versus Sasha on Raw. So, I mean, you're moving them to the same brand. I don't know what will happen there. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just want to see if this is going to be a big change here. Are we going to see a bunch of people switch brands, or are we just gonna see a handful of names? Like I really don't know. They haven't really said anything yet to really like specify like exactly what this like really could be here. Like, is it gonna be a whole overhaul of the company right now, or just a small change right now? I really don't know. We're gonna find out, I guess, tonight. I mean, off the amount of moves made tonight, and then tomorrow on SmackDown, we'll see. Another thing, I've been looking at a lot of like the lower talents, close to jobbers, mid card. I mean, there's a handful of guys down there. Maybe Bo Dallas. Maybe you can move him to SmackDown. I heard Bray Wyatt would like him in the Wyatt family. They're real life brothers, so maybe Bo Dallas to SmackDown joins the Wyatt. But then I heard a rumor that Bray was going to Raw. I mean, every name's pretty much going around right now in the rumor. Another rumor I heard was Cesaro to SmackDown. Would you break up Sheamus and Cesaro? I mean, they're actually the number one contenders for the tag titles right now. So, I mean, Sami Zayn to SmackDown, I feel like that needs to happen. I mean, it was so close to happen. I actually thought they were going to do it back in like December or November, whenever that was. But I mean, if just get him on SmackDown, he'll be booked so much better. Rusev, another name. He's injured right now, but I feel like he could be moved to SmackDown as well. Let's see. Sheamus, don't really see him anywhere. The Hardys, I did say, I was thinking there's this possible chance they could. This is a long shot, but they could split up the Hardys. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be like shocked if like they kept moved Jeff over to SmackDown or Matt over to SmackDown and kept one on Raw. I wouldn't be shocked, even though they're the champions right now too. But that could happen. There's a lot of names going around. Gallows and Anderson, the club may be reuniting if Styles comes to Raw and they stay there. But then I'm hearing that they might be going to SmackDown and Styles is going to Raw. I actually think it would be a good idea to actually put them back together and get the club back together. Who knows what they're going to do with maybe Finn Balor. There's been a lot of rumors going around that Finn Balor could turn heel anytime. Maybe join Triple H. Maybe join the club. Who knows what's going to happen there. I heard they were going to do Kevin Owens for Dean Ambrose champion, going to different brands, bringing the U.S. title to SmackDown, Intercontinental title to Raw. I don't know. I think that I wouldn't mind that actually. Just being but I feel like Corbin should that would just like end the Corbin Ambrose thing right there. I mean, I feel like Corbin needs to win that title, that Intercontinental title. I feel like I can go through every name and just say something. I don't think any of the recent NXT call-ups are going to move. I think Shinsuke and Ty are staying on SmackDown, and the Revival are staying on Raw. John Cena's, he's even out there. Could John Cena be going back to Raw? I think a name that definitely is going to Raw is Dolph Ziggler. I feel like he's just lost in the shuffle on SmackDown right now. Maybe they can get him over to Raw and get something. Same situation with Apollo Crews, you know what I mean? Just get him something new, fresh start or whatever. With the recent firing of Simon Gotch, there's a rumor now that Aiden English will be getting some kind of singles push. I don't know how far that's going to go. I mean, we've seen some pushes start and then go right down the, tool right away, but I don't really know. I mean, he had a gimmick back in NXT as a singles competitor, so I don't know how that's going to work out. What he's going to be necessarily doing. Eva Marie. Is Eva Marie still with the company? Kane's running for mayor or whatever. Luke Harper. You keep Luke Harper on SmackDown. Luke Harper, he should stay. And Mickie James going to Raw wouldn't be a bad idea. Actually, I could see that happening maybe. Naomi stays on SmackDown definitely. Mojo Rawley could go to Raw. I've been hearing that one too. Randy Orton, he stays on SmackDown. I don't know. They could go really far out here and maybe do like Randy Orton for Brock Lesnar, swap the two top titles. But I like the WWE title on SmackDown better. I don't really like that Universal title at all. And Brock Lesnar's a part-timer anyway. SmackDown needs Randy Orton. The Miz needs to stay on SmackDown. He's started something there. He needs to be fighting for the title, the WWE title, at like SummerSlam or something, because and some NXT people I wrote down that could be called up: Cien Almas, Billy Kay, Elias Sampson. Elias Sampson's actually, they just reported he is backstage at the show tonight, so could see it. It's likely we're gonna see him. I mean, he did lose release NXT versus Chris Hero. Peyton Royce could also get called up, or DIY, like I was saying, the tag teams, that there is a tag team, former tag champs backstage, and nobody knows, exactly, former tag champs like NXT champs or WWE or like, Legends team or whatever. Who knows? And I also heard Rhino is another name that's also being reported backstage. So I guess him and Slater are getting split up. They haven't really done much anyway. They had that run when they won the titles, and they've just kind of disappeared. I mean, the SmackDown tag division has disappeared as a whole. They haven't been doing anything with the SmackDown. They haven't even been on every week. I mean, the Usos are the champs. The Usos, said they would take the titles with them if they went to Raw. So and that's another thing. I mean, some of the brands, you got the women's title. There's one for each brand, and the tag titles. So like, if you're gonna move them, I mean, that would make no sense if you're gonna have like, the Raw tag champs on SmackDown or the SmackDown Women's champ on Raw. So I feel like, I guess if you get moved to the brand, you have to kind of vacate the title or whatever. I mean, who knows? That's basically it. I mean, Tyler Breeze, maybe. I mean, he can wrestle. He needs to get out of that whole gimmick he's in now, like that thing with Fandango. Fandango, he's pretty good too. They both can wrestle. They're just not used right. I mean, they just use them as like comedy over on SmackDown. But I mean, there's a lot. Almost every name's in the rumor to be like moving at this point. I mean, I've legit looked through the rosters, and I'm just seeing like every name I've heard at least once to possibly move brands. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens between tonight and tomorrow. Who goes where in this whole like draft here. But yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think's gonna happen for the superstar switch up here, whatever the hell it is. Who's gonna go where? That's it though. Follow me on Twitter at JeffXTuff. I'll have the link in the bio or description, whatever the hell that thing is below. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon.